By Hashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles of Germans who were well. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Um, yeah, it's a bit of an orthodox video, but I wanted to talk about alkaline levels, and I'll start here. The pH scale measures how acidic or basic something is on a scale of 0 to 14. 0 being acidic and 14 being the highest scale of alkalinity. Something that is alkaline is on the basis end of the scale or greater than 7. And if you're really looking at it, from just a purely logical or philosophical perspective, if you have a scale from 0 to 14, the balance would be 7. And I'm just carry on. And I looked up the pH level of semen, which is between 7.2 and 7.8. Keep in mind the balance is 7. The pH of the seminal fluid may play a significant role in sperm function. A normal pH of seminal plasma is between 7.2 and 7.8. I actually want to find out what pH means. What does pH mean? Let's see that. Potential of hydrogen. Potential hydrogen may look like it belongs on a periodic table of elements, but it's actually a unit of measurement. The abbreviation pH stands for potential hydrogen, and it tells us how much hydrogen is in liquids and how active the hydrogen ion is. So I'm assuming, based on that, the more hydrogen is in a liquid or fluid, the higher the pH scale is. And let's look up hydrogen. Hydrogen is the chemical element with the symbol H and atomic number 1. Hydrogen is the lightest element. At standard conditions, hydrogen is a gas of diatomic molecules having the formula H2. It is colorless, odorless, tasteless, non-toxic, and highly combustible. But that's a gas form. Let's see liquid hydrogen. What is liquid hydrogen used for? It's used in large volumes in the space program as a primary. God damn. Well, I think we can get a bit off track here, but yeah. I looked up vaginal fluid, which says the natural pH is equal. The natural neutral pH is equal to 7, but the normal vaginal pH ranges between 3.8 and 5.0, which is moderately acidic. A lower pH value, more acidic in the vagina than the blood or intestinal fluids, can protect vaginal mucosa from pathogenic organisms. And just from seeing this, you could just tell, biologically, men are more balanced than women. And it's not just a biological thing; it's a mental thing, it's a physical thing. The Lord has created man, to be upright, and orderly. He's not really created women to be like that, and it's reflective in their psychology and in their biology, because women are more prone to chaos. You can reason with a man, whereas you really can't reason with a woman. And I'm not trying to, throw shade on women or anything like that, but it's just, the brothers talking about, when you have, Jake, quote unquote, shooting up the club in these women, they're throwing their pH balance all out of whack, and that leaves her susceptible to contracting all these diseases. And going into that, you can see why the Lord really said that a woman's supposed to be with one man, but a man can be with more than one woman. This is biblical stuff. Sometimes you listen to Jake, and Jake might have a good marriage, and there's nothing wrong with that, but Jake doesn't really understand that biblically, a man can have as many women as he wants, as long as he's taking care of them, and it's in a man's nature to conquer. you know. And let's just read this little thing here. I know it's a bit out there, but you may be more accustomed to hearing pH, acid, and alkaline in a chemistry classroom rather than in reference to your body. However, your vagina has an acidic pH. With the help of discharge, your vagina keeps itself clean, and it's because of the lots of harmless bacteria that live inside it. This bacteria plays a fundamental part in maintaining the pH of your vagina. It's a pretty delicate ecosystem, but sex can change that. Menstruation and external factors like fragrance, wash products can, yeah. After the bout, the vagina contains the most bacteria in the body. Damn. One of its key functions is to maintain the vagina's pH in order to remain balanced and healthy. The healthy pH of a vagina is between 3.8 4.5. This is quite acidic but can change over time. Between the ages of 15 to 49, a healthy pH is equal to or below 4.5. However, your monthly bleed and after menopause, the pH may be higher than this. The pH of your vagina is important because it acts as a barrier against unhealthy bacteria and infections which thrive in less acidic environments. Unprotected penetrative sex with a man changes the pH of your vagina because the semen has a pH of between 7.1 and 8. During sex, the pH of your vagina rises in order to create a more alkaline environment to protect the sperm and encourages fertilization, which this can also encourage growth of certain bacteria. And hang on, let's see. If you're using that, let's get this. This is Ecclesiastes 5:18. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small. So it may seem like this is a small thing, but this is very important when you're understanding the scriptures, because it says you're not meant to lay with a woman who's having a time of the month in the scriptures. Because not only is let's look at the pH of blood. pH level of blood, because that would naturally raise our pH level, because in the absence of pathological states, the pH of human body ranges between 7, let's see, blood plasma. In blood plasma, pH is 7.4, 7.4. And you gotta think, if she's having a time of a month, she's already, out of balance, and you going in there and shooting up the club is gonna throw her more out of balance. So biologically, there's a reason why you're not supposed to be with a woman when she's on her reds, and when you really read the scriptures and you kind of put it in context, you understand that there's a reason why the Lord created all these laws and why He sets certain things out, And there was I wanted to do a video on something else as well, talking about not to boil a kid in its mother's milk. These seem like throwaway scriptures, but when you really peep it, they're very deep scriptures. There's a reason why the Lord set these things out. Let me get this. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 25. I'm going to start at 22. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance, and a wounded heart. So basically, your woman could just put you in sorrow. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Give the passage no water, neither a wicked woman liberty to gather abroad. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh, and give her a bill of divorce, and let her go. So if you have a woman and you're like, yo, can you make me something to eat, or can you do this for me? I'm going gym. Can you make me like a shake when I come back because I just come off work or whatever? And she's like, no, nah, well, I'll do it. I might feel like it. We'll see. I'll do it if I feel like it. You're really, she's not really being a helpmate, because she's not kind of meeting you halfway. You're really supposed to give her a bill of divorce and send her on her way. And men in this society is that we've grown so accustomed to being disrespected, we don't really know the function of a woman, and we don't know the function of ourselves, because we're not even taught this kind of stuff in school, because if they did go into the biological and the scientific aspects of what our body is, so on and so forth, people will be a lot more apprehensive or hesitant to let different dudes run up and shoot up the club. Now you gotta think, if you have a pH balance of what, 4.5 or whatever, and a dude has a pH balance of 7.2, and then you sleep with another dude whose pH balance is 7.4, you're having all kinds of biological warfare in your body, and it leaves you susceptible to getting diseases. And that's one of the reasons why the Lord said a woman is really not supposed to be with different guys, and she's supposed to cleanse herself when she's not with a man. You're supposed to really cleanse yourself before you go with another man. You're not supposed to be having different men hitting you up in the same day, So yeah, it just shows you that everything in this kingdom is off, man. This is Proverbs, and I'm gonna close out with this scripture. Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. When pride cometh, then comes shame, but with the lowly is wisdom. You're not hearing Kanye West and all of those guys talking about, the basic things, and giving you wisdom on how to live your life and how to understand basic tenets of life, but that's coming from the men of the Lord, and I'm not saying I'm one. I'm just saying, a lot of the stuff that I've learned in the last couple of years, is because of the men of the Lord, and I'm a lot more balanced in my life, and I'm a lot more reasonable than I was, because this wisdom does, it does fill you up, and it makes you more reasonable and a lot more calm in how you deal with things, because certain things I've been through, I know if I didn't have the scriptures, I would have behaved a lot worse than what I did, even though I may not have even acted as well as I should, but I know I would have acted way worse. The integrity of the upright shall guide him, but the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them. Riches profit not in a day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from evil. And again, just to close out, if you look at these balances and you understand there's a scale from 0 to 14, you understand that a man biologically is on a scale of 7.2. A man in his natural state is balanced, but a woman in a natural state is unbalanced, and that's why she needs to really be under a man, and if she's not really serving as a helpmate, you understand all these things. You might have a woman, she's been with other dudes before you. You need to understand that, you're doing her a favor by being with her, man. You can't be in that weak spirit where you're out here just chasing down women. And even the scriptures talk about, if you're loose from your wife, seek not to get another. Just get into the scriptures and just follow the scriptures. You'll be a lot better off for it. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it from that. All praises to the Most High Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of James who were well. Shalom to the elect.